Roll Tide, everybody. And we told you, make sure you hit the bell here on Cover Crimson because you never know when we might go live. And we're going live right now, at least for those of you that are here right now. You may be watching it on replay, which happens a lot on YouTube. But thanks for hanging. That's Jake Coker. I'm Mick Gillispie. It's time for Elephant in the Room. Get them comments ready. We got a lot to talk about. But before I bring the man, the myth, the legend on, let me play his amazing up. You know Ric Flair. You remember Ric Flair had the amazing open. Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, every great entrance has a great open. The Rock. Here's Coco. It's like the shattering glass when Stone Cold
That's
comes
what
out. Was that what you're going to say?
I was literally thinking that intro needs to be shattered glass, then the elephant dragging a tiger across the screen.
Remember when Stone Cold was married to, what was it, Trish Stratus? The lady from Tuscaloosa, from Holt.
I didn't know.
Yeah. He had a Holt wife for a while. I think they got divorced, but.
That was my childhood. See, I didn't. I mean, I was locked in on Stone Cold.
Right.
I didn't think about the
Sable. It was Sable. Somebody's going to jump in there and tell me.
She was a fight. Was she a wrestler?
She was one of the wrestlers. Yeah, really attractive wrestler. And
some of those WWE highlights from back in the day.
Oh man, it was so good.
Nothing was off limits.
Stone Cold's finishing move. I'm going to kick you in the nuts and then grab your neck. And then drink a beer and pour a little bit on you. You're open though. I mean, like it's become, like synonymous. When people think Jake Coker entrance, they think of an elephant whistling. Oh man, roll tide, guys. I know like a lot of you guys. Let's do this. Hey, we don't always know when we're going live. We don't always know when we're going, period. Like it just happens sometimes. But good to see you back in the. I've been in the underground bunker in Knoxville. Now I'm back here in Sweet Home, Alabama, and gorgeous Fairhope on the other side of the bay from you. You made the trip across a very crowded causeway to get here, and thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Team player.
You
Team
are.
Player.
Well, I think that's
How many
what
times
everybody
have you
says.
driven across the causeway to come see me?
Once. It didn't go well. It didn't go well.
Gal drive to Knoxville, 4 times a month, and then freaking can't make it 15 miles.
It's not. It's. Look, I'd rather take a boat. I'd rather swim across that causeway. It's like. Until they like build the new bridge over there, it sucks. Like you get over there, and I feel for you, but I think you're going.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look, man, I keep.
That's obvious.
I keep your favorite beer stocked.
Yeah,
even though you're not drinking anymore, sober Coker.
I mean, till I start tossing mullets here.
I know.
6 days.
Let me go ahead and make the official
days.
announcement that I have entered my name in the 2025 International Mullet Toss competition at the world famous Floribama. I'll be there.
I wonder if Nate Oates will be back. You can ask him if he's up his game in terms of what he's experienced from
I'll be there. I'm going to interview
from
those
an
guys.
athletic venue.
Yeah. I'm going to interview those guys again. I mean, I'll be there ready to work. Last year, I'm going to get DeBoer this year for sure because I got Nate last year, but maybe both of them. I mean,
I don't know if they'll be there.
Whoever comes, right? It'll be Saturday morning. Might be me interviewing you and Ryan Anderson. Well, I'm glad you got your water and feeling good about life right now. You were sick for a while, so I mean, I'm sure that kind of slowed down your beer drinking.
Well, I was sick, but at the same time, I was. I mean, I couldn't. You heard me talk on the phone. The weirdest thing. I didn't feel absolutely terrible, but I just couldn't talk.
Yeah, and like I said to you at the time, man, you just got put your head down. Keep reaching for the stars, kid. You're gonna. You're gonna have to plow through some of the
some adversity,
pitfalls of broadcasting. Oh man, I tried to teach you the what you do is you take bourbon, okay, you put honey in there, lemon, a cinnamon stick, and then you mix that together, and normally that'll kind of loosen up the throat a little bit when you run into trouble.
That's been the answer for all these years, huh?
Yeah. Well, I asked Skip Carey, Chip Carey. I asked Chip what I do, and he said Vocal Ease, which is this spray that you buy. So I bought the spray. It didn't ease anything. No, not like a good bourbon. And you get drunk. And you get a buzz, So even if you can't talk, at least you're happy, right?
Yeah, the old trifecta.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad to see you again, though. It's been a little while. Baseball season's busy for me. You got a lot of stuff going on in your work. And I'm excited about hanging out with you guys again on Saturday. Last year, the Mullet Toss was one of the best days of the year. And I think the weather's supposed to be great again. Our friend Steve Powers over there, Jen Parnell, John McKinnis.
For the whole event.
Paul Register.
Those guys are there.
Yeah.
I know last year I had a wedding I had to get back for.
Oh, so you going to stick this time?
Yeah, pray I'll stay.
Oh, nice. Because, last time you were busting out of there.
Yeah. Launching mullets. And
it was so fun, though. It was so fun. It was fun watching Ryan Anderson work the crowd.
No, he's got it.
You know what I mean?
He's got it.
It kind of felt like it was a Ryan Anderson campaign stop, and we were just kind of like I don't want to say we were like his Secret Service or anything. We were definitely part of his entourage. But it was his show, and we were just kind of a part of it.
He was a million miles an hour. It was off the rails.
I opened the Mullet Toss, the Mullet mag newspaper. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Because I did crabs and I needed it for the paper, right? Like you spread newspaper out for that.
You did crab,
steamed crabs, Maryland style. Okay. Let you guys know.
Serious.
Yeah, let me let you guys know that. And it's a lot of Old Bay, and
I got to come by for some of that.
Now that I got a good yard, Crab Fest is coming. It's coming. But anyway, I'm just like I open it up and there he is, like right there in the cover. Like
big old smile.
Yeah, he's got his arm around somebody. I didn't see.
He just met 15 minutes ago.
I didn't see you in there. I didn't see me in there. I saw him in there. So he's coming back again.
Yeah.
And then who knows who else? I think there's some Bama players are coming. Maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know if it's a surprise.
So I don't want to say.
I'm not going to ruin the.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like I kind of want to be like, but it's not my secret to tell.
There. I'm sure they've told everybody, but I don't know.
It's not my secret to tell. You tell it. Ladies and gentlemen, with the breaking news, let me send it over to the other side of the desk. Here's Jake Coker. All right, let's get serious. Let's talk a little football. Are you guys going to get in the comment section?
All right, so you got to tell me about this pay for play. I don't know what.
Roll Tide, Jim. J Money, roll Tide to you.
What's the definition of pay for play? Like we hadn't been doing this.
Ice, baby. Roll Tide, man. Here's one. I'm going to read this one from Joe Willie, and then I'll get to your question. It says, "What's good, guys? Roll Tide and fuck Auburn." I just read the comment from Joe Willie.
We'll get in trouble for that. It's a quote.
It's I'm just quoting what he said. Apparently the NCAA is proposing, or I'll try to find the juice on this, but basically pay for play, which we knew was coming, right? Yeah, the NCAA floats new rule that would allow direct payments to players, right? The NCAA Division I Board of Directors on Monday proposed deleting 153 longstanding rules from its handbook, a move that will allow schools to share financial benefits directly with players, and expected step towards a new era of amateurism in college athletics, but one that remains contingent upon the approval of the House settlement. So anyway, I mean, we knew this was coming. What we got to do is we got to get to where there's a certain amount of money that you can spend. You know, where Ohio State can't go out and spend, you know, they're going to spend 30 million and you're going to spend 6, you know, I mean, like there needs to be some kind of, you know, hey, what's up, Army? Roll Tide. Hey guys, would you do us a solid and hit the make sure you hit the like and, you know, the thumbs up thing and comment. That helps us out as well. And, make sure if you're not a subscriber, you subscribe.
Which I don't know if I'm, you know, that I pretty much agree with that, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know if I do or not, you know, putting a cap on it.
Yeah, but the problem is if you don't, there's got to be some kind of
yeah, but I mean,
of structure.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about the school mid-level schools, you know, back in the recruiting days. I mean, the real recruiting days. I mean, schools like Tennessee, Alabama. You know, I mean, we put all our money into football, and you had facilities, you had personnel. It was, I mean, it was mostly about resources back then. It was just wasn't going directly to the players, you know?
Yeah.
And I know I was always on the side of, hey, if, man, you build a product that kids want to come enjoy and utilize, and they pick your school because the money you've put in, I mean, that's just competition, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, like if you can't have competitive balance if one place is spending a ton more money than another. You know, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Secures it. I mean, and they, you know, it's, I guess it's just capitalism there, Mick, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, what makes the NFL great? The NFL, would you say that the NFL is the best of the sports leagues? I mean, it's the most, it makes the most money.
You mean like professional sports?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, like I mean, the TV ratings are the highest. The obviously the revenues more than I guess. Well, maybe Major League Baseball might make more just because they have more games.
Yeah, but I would say. I mean, the NFL is definitely they make the most money. I would say, in terms of having players buy in and, you know, that really care about the sport, they're going to grow the sport. And this is really more so based on where this league is now. But the NHL, I mean, you got the most watched hockey game, I believe, of all time between us and Canada. And those guys aren't even getting paid for it. They're just going to play.
Oh, you're talking about well, that's because I don't know if you saw this, but President Trump said he wanted to make them a state. So they were pretty pissed off. they were booing us.
Yeah,
a lot.
But if you scheduled a football game,
they booed the national anthem.
I know, but I mean, if you schedule a football game between us and Canada, you're not getting NFL players to show up and play in a game that's not getting paid for.
That's pretty funny, though.
I mean, the All-Star game is not even All-Star. Yeah. They play flag football now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Major League Baseball's All-Star game is like the last of the good All-Star games, but it was always the best one. The rest of them have always been like really bad exhibitions.
I mean, the MLB to me is, and I don't know if it's just the modern culture in America, but it's just not. When I was little, Major League Baseball was huge.
I know. Yeah, it was. I work in baseball.
It's still, I mean, it's big,
but it's just not what it used to be. But and partly because,
and I'll say this too, a lot of that with baseball. I mean, you know, I've heard Jake Peavy talk about it, guys. You know, teams back in the day. I mean, there was retaliation, guys being real physical. Right. Will what's his name? Guy played at Mississippi State with.
Will Clark.
Yeah, Will Clark talk about it. I mean, those guys. That was, I mean, you did something that another team didn't like, and you were going to feel it, you know. And then there's brawls. I mean, the Red Sox Yankees brawl back in the day in the playoffs. Yeah. And in 03, 04, that was awesome.
Yeah, Will the Thrill. Let me tell you my Will the Thrill story. Since spring training, and I was out just like we had a day game, so by 4:00 we were at the bar, and I was there with my buddy Lays, who worked for the Giants, and like we're sitting at the bar and I look across and there's Will Clark. He's friends with Will Clark, so he kindly shoots him a bird. And then Will sends us over, like buys us a round of drinks, and then comes over and gets us shots. He was awesome, man.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I've heard people talk about him before, but I love his podcast. The dude was great at the time I met him.
You talk about a guy that gives no shit.
No, he came over and gave he gave Laves like a Will the Thrill. His baseball cards were expensive back when he was a player. Beautiful swing. But yeah, I mean, I get it. What I'm saying is that the NFL has a salary cap, and that salary cap keeps competitive balance. And competitive balance makes the league more interesting because teams can be good, and teams that aren't good can be good fast. And I think that's the thing about the NFL. It's hard to be like I'm a Ravens fan. I'm amazed at how consistently good they've been. Because it's hard to stay consistently good.
Yeah. Well, man.
Look at your Titans.
I mean.
They're terrible.
I grew up a Saints fan back when I.
That's right. I forgot that. Well, they stink too. But you can make my point. It is Saint. We do live in Saints country.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's a Saints fan.
Yeah, it is. I forgot.
I mean, I feel like Mobile and New Orleans are pretty similar cities.
No, they are like little tiny New Orleans.
Yeah,
Mobile. So I don't know. But I think that honestly though, for Alabama, with the amount of fans that we have, we ought to be able to capitalize on interest enough to be able to make enough money to outspend everybody, but we're not.
I mean, Alabama football is not going anywhere. It's just the financial backing that we have from private donors isn't what it is in Texas. Ohio State.
Yeah, we don't, and that's the problem. So, but I still think that there needs to be some kind of competitive balance, and then it reverts back to facilities and education. But you hear coaches now. I saw Lane Kiffin. You know him.
I did end up watching that podcast.
Yeah, he was on another podcast.
He's making the rounds now.
Yeah,
huh?
and on the other podcast, I thought that he was honestly, I thought he was really sincere about kind of some of the mistakes that he made in Tuscaloosa that I allude to a lot on here, and kind of making better decisions.
Well, that's what, man. Towards the end of our last podcast, and I hadn't watched it yet, so I didn't want to say too much without watching it. But look, man, everybody. I've screwed up. You screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody screwed up. I think he was so young getting that head coaching job, and he talks about it on that podcast. But I think, how hard would it be at 31 to not have a huge ego and being the OC at USC and
right
in your 20s? You've experienced so much already. You feel like you're on top of the world.
Right.
Who are you going to listen to when you're that young?
Yeah. It's the crazy thing, though. This is me talking. It's not you talking. It's just being around both Tennessee and Alabama, and the stories that were coming out when he was head coach that he was, and obviously offensive coordinator that he was involved in, were just crazy. Just where you would be like, what? But then enough of them pile up and you're like, man, this guy's got some issues, and it's good to see that he's kind of addressing those things and doing, honestly, coaching wise, I don't think coaching's ever been his issue. Like, the guy's a great offensive coordinator, and he, look, you guys won a championship together.
Well, yeah, if you're not,
he's special when it comes to calling up plays.
Well, if you're not that special at it, then you're not going to keep getting opportunities.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. Look, he fucked himself over and over again and still got another chance, but it's because he's so talented.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And it is saying that podcast, I feel like I say it all the time, man. You go to work to just to push yourself forward. I think it does work for some people, but in the long run, that's not a happy way to live.
No.
And then he starts talking about it, and we've mentioned this on the podcast before. Man, you go to work and you try to make everybody else better. And again, you got to have a little, you got to want to do well and be good at whatever you're doing. But when the main goal is to make everybody else better around you, Coach Saban talks about it. He's talked about it forever.
Yep.
Man, what you get back from it, and then just on accident, really, how much better you get is almost immeasurable.
Yeah.
It creates so many opportunities for you moving forward. And not that that's the main goal. The main goal is hey, we're going to make everybody better and get better as a team as we move forward. But I mean, I think it allows you to grow in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm. He hung in there. He's lucky because, some people make mistakes and they don't get second chances. They don't get third chances. They don't get fourth chances. But it feels like in a lot of ways, just listening to him talk about his family and stuff like that, that eventually the light bulb went on, came on for him outside of football. And, that's good to see. Guys, I want to remind you that we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. We're going to be there soon. We love going there. Silver Star, Golden Moon Casino. Jake's a big fan of the chowder at Philip M's. I'm a steak guy over there. When they tell you to get the chowder, you're like, you sit down and they're like, and you're like, and then they're like, no, get the chowder. And then you get the chowder and you're like, man, I would have never thought.
Get the bread over the top of it.
Oh,
too.
It's amazing, man. But I would have never thought that, that the best chowder I ever had would be at, the Pearl River Resort, steakhouse. And it is. And the steaks are great. But Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, they call it the Augusta. You can play the Azaleas, the Oaks. You're a big golfer. You saw how, you're semi-pro. You know how good that golf course is. We stay at
like the Jackie Moon version of semi-pro.
We stay there though. That's where our rooms are, right there in the at the golf at Dancing Rabbit, which is in the clubhouse. So cool, beautiful. I mean, you wake up and you open those windows, you get a golf cart when you rent from there, and then you get to go over to Silver Star and Golden Moon Casino. They got the sports book. They got everything you need over there, and we appreciate them for being a part of our show. And they're big supporters of us, and we just hope that you guys will, when you're an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham, get over there and take advantage of really the place that's got it all, especially with summertime coming. So let's think about this now. Recruiting starting to crank up. 8A's over. Now they're talking about pay for play for players. Obviously that destroys everything that the NCAA's ever stood for, right?
I don't even understand what that proposal would do. I mean, pay for play already exists. I don't get.
Mm-hmm. Well, they would have to cap it off though somewhere. Like you know what I'm saying? There has to be what they're trying to get to is here's how much money you're allowed to spend.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend it, but you got this much. If you go over this, then what are you going to do? I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I think that's it. We kind of got into this. I've gotten a lot of intel on the Nico situation at Tennessee. I had Shank on one of my shows.
What did Shank have to say about it?
Just thought the Tennessee handled it great. I think we all kind of feel like that. If he worked out a deal, stick by it. But you start not showing up for practice, and get the hell off the team.
Yeah.
You don't want to play, get out of here.
Yeah.
There's a great video of Jim Leland when he was the Pirates manager getting into young Barry Bonds' ass. Because Barry Bonds, right. And Barry Bonds says even to this day, that he needed that. Right. He's like, look, I don't care about your contract. I'm trying to win a game. You don't want to be here? Get out of here.
Yeah.
And I think that Nico is so damn selfish. It's like, you're going to lose your program if you let this guy do that.
I hate to say that about him because I don't think that he's got, I think whoever was leading him in that direction, I mean, that is, honestly, I feel bad because if it was, I'm sure it was some agent involved, but if it was his dad pushing that, then I think he's going to look back, and that is going to cause a rift for them moving forward. And it's going to take a little while to get over it.
Well, it was a dumb decision because California taxes. I'm a dual resident, right?
Oh man,
and I spent half the year in Tennessee. I'm a Tennessee resident too.
Yeah,
and you don't pay state income taxes there.
Yeah,
right. So I got a residence here and there. Like the way that they set things up, like they want you to take your money home. California is like 16% state tax.
I was about to say, I thought it was like I know it's over 10.
Think about that though, man. Like, and you're talking about $2 million.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is. Oof.
They started doing all the math, and he's going to make he's losing a ton of money going to UCLA. Plus, he's playing on a crap team.
I saw Cam Newton talking about that whole situation, and I agree with him 100%. I mean, you got to. I guess it depends. Like if you're fighting nickel and diming a school for extra money, I mean, in college, I mean, what do you think of your future? I mean,
yeah, right.
To me, you go to college to get developed, and man, look, you need to go where you want to go, and then get developed for the next level if that's a possibility. I mean, all this is just noise. The money, make it while you can and make something reasonable. But it's kind of like going back and forth with your employer who's trying to work with you. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, you make $2 million at Tennessee with those facilities, with Josh Heupel as your coach. That kind of support, if you do Tennessee well in the long run, Tennessee is the type of program or establishment with the fans that are going to take care of you. I mean, it works both ways. And $2 million at Tennessee, my gosh. At some point you need to sit back and just say, this is one hell of an opportunity. And honestly, I'd take less to play here.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, have some respect for the institution as well. I don't know. And like I said,
you're like the exact opposite.
I understand kids that I mean, it is what it is now. I mean, there's market value. There's been precedents set. I mean, these other schools paying what's the lowest paid SEC quarterback right now? Can you Google that real quick? Because I've heard it's $1 million. It's like the least amount that an SEC quarterback is making.
I'll Google it, see what I can.
And not to mention, I mean, look, Nico, I thought he was a talented guy, but when you watched him last year, I mean, Tennessee should have beat the hell out of us last year. And there are a lot of mistakes. That was I don't remember the details, but I do remember watching the game and thinking that had Nico played well in the first half, they'd be beating the hell out of us.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think he made some plays at the end against us.
The playoff game was, man, I mean, we got smoked by Ohio State. And look, I know it's a team effort, but he did not play well in that game either. The big games that I saw, and then you lose to Vandy. I just don't feel like you have much ground to stand on right there,
Right.
Because when Tennessee made the playoff last year, nobody in this room thought that Tennessee was making a run in the playoff.
No, we didn't.
I mean, they had a hell of a defense, but the offense was a huge question mark.
Right. Trying to find it, but it sounds right that it's at least $1 million, right?
Because I mean, I do want to say that Oklahoma quarterback that went to Auburn this year, I believe he's making north of $1 million, and that guy, I mean, he beat us, but you watch him and you didn't think he was carrying a team through the season. I mean, we didn't play our best game, and I mean, Oklahoma struggled all year.
Do you think that if you were a guy that won a national championship, you see all that money out there, you'd be like, man, how the hell did I miss this? It's like I mean, that's almost like winning the lottery a little bit.
think we're about time to wrap.
I'm just messing with you, man. But it's got to burn. Like,
here's the thing about me, though.
You, but everybody.
It doesn't. I mean, I'm honestly kidding. It really doesn't bother me at all.
But it is bullshit, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
not you, but just the fact that like that they should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I would have loved to have made money while I was playing. I mean, obviously.
I'm sorry for messing with you. Sore subject. Sorry.
No, it's really, I really don't care. I mean,
a little bit.
These kids, I do think somebody needs to tell them, just calm them down a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you have confidence in yourself? Do you have confidence that, you've got the wherewithal to make the right decisions and work hard and get your degree and, build yourself up to where, football's plan A, but do you feel like you're going to do well when football's over?
Yeah,
do you have that confidence? Have you built that much of a platform, whether it be, academically on the field where you can market yourself off the field after college? Have you thought about these things? Do you think this is the end of the road for you?
Right.
Things are going to work.
Yeah.
If you put the time in and you treat people the right way, do things the right way. That's what, again, this whole Tennessee situation with Nico, you make $2 million at Tennessee. Who's to say he has a great next year and he gets drafted high and he ends up making it in the NFL? I mean, he's got the measurables. I know he can throw the ball around. He made some plays last year that make you think he can do it. But if you look from start to finish of last year, he doesn't. To me, it's not like, oh man, this guy's first or second round pick. It doesn't scream long term career in the NFL, and he may.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying
we don't know yet.
Yeah, when I look at him, I'm not saying he's good enough or bad enough. I just think he's young. But whether it works or not, I mean, treat people that have given you that opportunity, that have paid you $2 million really well, and try to learn from those people. These people aren't your adversaries.
Right. Yeah. Jim says that Cowherd said in California, if you make over $1 million, it's 45% tax.
See, I thought you paid over 50%.
Yeah. I've heard
federal and state.
Yeah. With federal and state. Sounds like a place I don't want to live, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was Michael said it was the Pivot podcast. I haven't seen all of it, but I saw part of it enough to see that I really liked what Lane said, because I've always felt like, that when him leaving the team in 2016, it was all his fault, like he said, that if Saban never got rid of anybody. So you really had to be a fuck up to get Saban to kick you off. And then they didn't win that championship. I thought 2016's team was great and better, way better than Clemson. And I've always put it on him, to be honest with you, because there's a continuity that you have going into the postseason. You appreciate the fact that you're working for the greatest coach that ever did it. Yeah, he's going to be on your ass. He's going to be pushing you to be your best. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks. And that's what you sign up for. And then you get your job at Florida Atlantic, and you're worried about hiring coaches, and you're worried about recruiting, and you're not worried about being focused on the things that you need to be focused on. And that guy has to get you out of there. And then you lose a game to a team that you're better than. Hey, and I know it was some bad luck with Bo Scarborough, but when Lane Kiffin was locked in, that team was great. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. And I'm just kind of glad to see him owning that a little bit. Not when he wanted to be Alabama's head coach. I'm like, no way, man. No, you should have thought about that in 2016 when you decided that you were too busy to put your full effort into Alabama, and you had to get Nick Saban had to ask you to leave. That's what I think.
I mean,
that's my opinion. That's not yours. That's mine.
No, I mean, I thought it was going to take time. I think he's getting there. I think he's I
like what I hear.
Again, yeah. I mean, I watched that one podcast. It was like, man, I tell you, he seems to have it all. I think he's got the right things. He's keeping the main thing.
Yeah,
I guess.
Right. Well, it wasn't the main thing in 2016. And that would have been, I don't know where I would have put it, but that would have been another print right here on the wall. And the ticket to get into that game was $3,000 in Tampa. $3,000. Yes. I sat in the box. Sat in a box with former Eagles wide receiver. What's that dude's name? Really fun night. One of my best friends growing up.
One of your best friends growing up?
Yeah, no, not the receiver for the Eagles. He was just one of the guys in the booth, in the box. So it was amazing. So it was a great time until we lost at the end on the pick play.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the, like, I left.
I thought we had won too.
I did
when Jalen ran that touchdown in, I was like, this is game over. Can't believe he did it again.
Yep. I'll tell you what, though, man. Deshaun Watson was really good too.
No, Deshaun Watson. I mean, look, if Deshaun Watson doesn't run into the issues he ran into in the NFL, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Yeah. What happens there? Do you think when you deal with all that stuff and then you kind of get out of your rhythm, that it costs, like it's hard to get back into doing the things that you did before? Because didn't he sit out like 2 years?
I mean, I think,
and now he's hurt. I mean, he's out again.
I've never been through something like that. I know people that know Deshaun Watson and like him a lot. I'm not making a comment on all that. I mean, that's
right. That's not our job to talk about.
But I would imagine, again, from what I have heard, he's had a hard time recovering from just his name being destroyed like that.
Yeah, right.
You know, if I had to guess, I mean, I've never been through something like that, but I would imagine it's hard to not second guess yourself all the time if you've been through something like that, and the persona or the perception is that is his current reputation.
Right. Here's a comment I want to read to you. Army 3275 says, tell Jake the fans said thank you for the memories during his time at QB. We appreciate Jake. Roll Tide. And he also wants to know when you're going to run for mayor of Mobile. Roll Tide, Shane. Love all you guys.
That would be a fun job, but
Roll Tide,
I don't think I could handle all that.
What about Senate? Do you want to run? Somebody else wants to know if you want to run for Senate.
No.
People like you, man. You're being recruited. You're being recruited to be Senator Coker. What kind of senator would you be?
I don't know, man. You watch those Senate hearings now, and
they get pretty heated.
Look like it doesn't take a whole lot to get into the Senate anymore.
Money. Thanks, money. A little name recognition.
Yeah.
So
that or all the politicians, I guess, aren't on the same team anymore.
Michael says Jake could be governor. That'd be a good one. I'll be his campaign manager. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to the stage the next governor of the state of Alabama, Brian Coker.
I saw you looking at that picture right before you said that too.
You're talking about Bear Bryant coming out there. I love that picture. Bear Bryant, that's Bear Bryant, and is that Joe Namath or Snake?
Is
that Snake?
Yeah, that's Snake.
Yeah, you got to have a Snake picture up, especially when we're going to the mullet toss. Dude,
I want to know who this is.
It looks like his brother.
I was about to say it's got to be Bear Bryant's
It's got to be Bear Bryant's brother.
Has to be.
Yeah. It's I almost feel like I should just pull that off the wall and show these guys, but because somebody will be like, "Oh, that was."
But he's oddly like kind of in or out of focus, like he's there on purpose.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you like the white helmets? Because I do.
I do like them, but I would never. I never knew we wore a white helmet.
Yeah, we wore
ever.
them right there with Bear Bryant. Like,
is that like an only time thing?
We popped them up every once in a while. I don't know why we don't do it like once in a while, like for the merch. I mean, if we're trying to raise money, I mean, People would go nuts for that. Just one time.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, just once. You guys want to see the picture? I'll get it. Hold on. I'm going to make the people happy today.
Maybe somebody can point him out to us.
Yeah, so this is the guy we think looks like Bear Bryant. I think it was the media guy. And there's Bear. And then I guess that's Snake, right? The white helmets, though. You gotta love that.
I bet that two-bar face mask was hell.
You think so? You think you're
playing back then?
Would you have gotten your eyes poked out?
I mean, I would imagine that was, you listen to some of the guys that played back in that day and they talk about the cheap shots they used to take, I mean, just ruthless. Talk about wanting to wear a cast so they could use it as a weapon.
Oh, man. It said, Jeff says that they wore them a couple times in the 70s. I want to say they wore them in 83 too, but it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for one game, like just to raise NIL money with all the merch sales and stuff, we got to be creative, man. Because everybody's going to want, once you wear the white helmet, everybody's going to want the white helmet.
Yeah. You just don't want it to become a thing like Georgia's blackout and you get smoked wearing the white helmet.
Yeah, they did. I was there. Never forget that. I got barked at by all those people,
Yeah.
Like, and I was amazed at how many people wore black to the game. Michael mentions the houndstooth collar. I remember the houndstooth collar, and we did like the houndstooth hats and everything. Like Nike did a whole like houndstooth thing. It was cool.
When was that?
And I want to say that was like, tell me what year it was. I'm just going to guess that it was 2000 and that was the year we played Florida State.
That was the Nike Pro Combat uniform. That was 07 then when we played Florida State.
06. Right? 06. Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Here's a really important question from Trenton. And we're going to address this again. We've already addressed this once in the show today, but I feel like if anybody watches this show, that they need to know that we're not afraid to answer the tough questions. Are you going to throw a mullet this weekend?
I did see a comment on that last show before we started. Just wanted to see and one of the comments was, well, Jake didn't give us much on Lane.
Listen to what I say, guys.
No, you don't be...
It's your guy. You played with him. He was your teammate. I just covered it. Then I have my own opinions. You have your own opinions. Like I just remember being there and it being something every day. Like it was just crazy. It's like a Chappelle show skit, honestly. And like
it's another one of those situations where I wish I had been older with some life experience. So like,
would you have hung with him? Some of those parties that he's known for.
No, just like, hey man, what's going on? What are we doing here?
Yeah, like the coaches would leak stuff on him, and it'd be like, I can't report that. Are you serious? It's like every time you turn around, it's like I'm like, how does Nick Saban not like go in there and just say something to this guy? And then I don't know. I just leave it at that. Right? I'm just glad.
So yeah, I will be throwing a mullet.
Yeah. I'm throwing one too. Let me put up last year's mullet results. Just for you guys that are hanging with us right now. If I can find it. There we go.
Yeah, I got to text Paul and figure out what.
All right. You threw one 147.7 feet. I threw it 126. Ryan Anderson went 110.3. Malachi Moore went 97. Jalen Milroe went 94.7. So the only person
94.7.
Yeah. But honestly, man, what the people want to see is an upset. They want to see an upset.
I think they just want to see me launch it. That's what they want to see.
They want to see, yeah, they do, but they want to see me go at least 0.1 further. Can you imagine how great that would be for the state of Alabama if I beat you in the mullet toss? There was this movie that, like, it was a chain of movies when I was growing up. It was about this boxer that was kind of like regular guy. And he took on like the heavyweight champ because they wanted to make some money. And then he had to fight Mr. T. And then he had to fight a Russian. And it's like, you're kind of all those things in one, man. Like, you're known for the deep ball. I'm just a podcaster.
Yeah.
Don't mess up.
Yeah.
You better not let that fish slip out of your hand.
That's that. Yeah. That or a broken ankle. That's what'll that'll lead to the upset.
Your fish last year was so beautiful. I mean, you almost hit the you almost hit the drone. It was like not only did it go, what did we say? What did we put it up there at? Not only did you go 141.7, but it was just like a beautiful 142.
It didn't look like my first time, did it?
No. I mean, like, that fish was so high.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know they were going to be that. I thought they were going to be stiff. I didn't think you'd be able to fold them like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think if I got that, do you remember when baseball banned that spider tack stuff that pitchers were like putting on their hands to kind of help grip for the breaking balls? I don't know if this would be legal, but I was thinking about getting me some spider tack. Just give me a little bit better grip on the fish.
I think the sand is the way to go.
I saw you do that. Yeah.
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 But I don't think they entered me into the contest.
Last year I got to introduce you. That was fun.
You got to do that again.
That was pretty awesome.
That was a good introduction too.
Yeah. I'm not going to let you down.
You brought the energy.
Man, I wouldn't let you and Ryan or whoever else I'm not letting you guys down. I'm coming with it. Ladies and gentlemen. Sunday. Mobile Civic Center. The world of wheels. You remember that?
The background noise.
You remember that? Yeah. So if you guys are around, come by and see us. This show is just oh man, should have known Milroe had no deep ball with that poor mullet showing. Thanks, Dickie. I like that. Hey, he's in the NFL, or he's going there. We can crack on him. Warren says that he saw Alabama wear those white helmets when Ray Perkins coached against LSU. That's cool, man. Like, and LSU does they'll do their white helmets every once in a while. White Tiger.
Yeah.
The White Tiger. I don't know. I mean, we're so like entrenched in our history, but it's not like it hasn't happened before.
Yeah, you just don't want to ruin the iconic. I don't know. It's just you're playing with fire there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna take a break.
All right. Well, while you're taking a break, let me remind everybody about a couple of things here on the show. Switch out of this. But guys, thanks for being here, by the way, and hanging out with us today. A couple things I want to tell you, though, is that covercrimson.com. Take advantage of it right now. $25 off the annual subscription. So for $75, you can hang. Clint Lamb's on there constantly posting stuff on the message board. Covercrimson.com, where we cover recruiting, we cover the schedule, we cover anything going on, the transfer portal. Anything going on at Alabama, we got you covered on there. Plus, we have a lot of fun talking about Alabama athletics on covercrimson.com, and we want you to be there. And then this show is proudly presented by mybookie.ag, promo code Crimson. You want the casino experience, but you're not willing to make the ride. 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip when using the code Crimson at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Crimson at mybookie.ag. And boy, they're a great part of what we do here on covercrimson.com. So this is elephant in the room. I know, you know what? I know this is an error because I copied and pasted. So this is not show 145. So I'm going to update that. But I'm wondering, like, what show is this? What show do you think this is for us? 148. You think it's 148? Or
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, why? I mean, okay, but that's your guess.
Yeah. Well, shit. Why ask? You don't want my answer.
147. It's show 147. Oh, no. Wait a second. It is 148. You already knew. We almost have 150 podcasts. Man, that's a lot of podcasts.
Landmark show and 2 shows.
And I can't even believe that. Remember when we first got started? Like it seems like a long time ago, but I mean, it really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago. Do you think that, like, what's that, 2 years ago?
No. Pause it real quick.
Oh, I can't pause. It's live.
Yeah, you're live.
It's live. Look, as we kind of, I know you got to roll out of here soon anyway. So, but just kind of reflecting on 148 shows. What have you learned
a lot?
What have you learned about podcasting over the last 148? Give the people some tips.
I don't know, man. I come in here and shoot from the hip, try to keep it as clean as possible.
Oh, man. Hey, here we go. J Money TV. Thanks for the show, guys. Got a long drive back to Bama from Chicago. Y'all are keeping me alert. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I all of a sudden some stomach issues just hit me. So.
All right. Well, look, this is probably a great time to pack it up for the day. But hey, thank you guys again. And I want to tell you that we'll be back. Obviously, the show's brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. The two of us are going to be down there sometime in May. We want you to come hang out with us in May at Pearl River. We also remind you adamantly to take advantage of covercrimson.com, $25 off the annual subscription when you do the Cover Crimson, right? $75 get you for the entire year. We got you covered on there as well. But thanks for hanging with us. And look, roll tide, everybody.
Roll tide.